Hello, everyone. Hello. It is half till midnight, and I have had a very trying day dealing with some stuff. There's a lot that I'm not going to talk about, but one thing I will talk about is that back when I was in school, mostly college, although some of this did happen in high school, I ended up permanently damaging the connective tissue of my left shoulder, unfortunately. What that has led to mostly is that it is considerably weaker and has less range of motion than normal. But also, if I'm not careful with it, I can dislocate it. It's honestly quite easy to do. I have dislocated it just by picking things up off the ground that were a little bit too heavy or at a little bit of an awkward angle. And unfortunately, I have managed to do that today, so I'm going to have to go to the doctor tomorrow to get that checked out. What that means is, for right now, that I am on a very heavy dose of painkillers in order to help it out just a little bit, because otherwise I wouldn't even be able to talk from the pain right now. It hurts a lot. I don't even know how I'm going to sleep tonight, god damn. Unfortunately, I find that whenever I take heavy doses of painkillers, the only thing that's left for me to feel is my regrets from time to time. So, I'm kind of making this video because part of the reason I'm doing these videos is taking inspiration from Moist Critical, which I know I've made the joke about it being the great Chinese philosopher Charlie, but really, it's Moist Critical, and the reason he makes his videos is mostly to be sort of a journal of his life that's shared with all of us. A journal of the things that he finds interesting, the things that he thought about that day. And I've decided that with this, I'm kind of want to do that as well. That's kind of my inspiration for even making these videos. To have a journal and try and do good in the world at the same time. To sort of share things with people, like, instead of sharing only the good, just share the bad along with it. So, with that being said, I have one quick thing to tell you about myself, which I promise is relevant to the story that I'm going to tell you with this video. Most people don't know this about me, but I actually have a literal real-life superpower. I can see into the infrared spectrum. Not like, a tiny little bit, like, 1 nanometer. No, I can see more than halfway into the infrared spectrum. What that means for me is that things like infrared cameras are just bright goddamn neon signs. Just lighting up everything. They announce their presence to me the same way Hollywood would announce its presence to you, by being in your face about it. So, in January of 2025, I accepted a gig to spend 2 weeks dog sitting for somebody in my city. I was basically to go there 3 times a day to feed and water them, and then at night I would sleep at that place, and in exchange I was getting paid about $50 a day. Y'all, this place was a goddamn nightmare house. Listener, this place sucked. Cameras in every room, including the bedrooms. The bedrooms did not have locks on the fucking doors, including for the kids. Cameras in the kids' bedrooms. Cameras in the kids' bedrooms. Cameras in the children's bedrooms. Oh my fucking god, y'all. Nightmare house for anyone who is normal. Unfortunately, I decided to keep staying nights at that house. with the cameras with infrared shining in my face so that I couldn't sleep at night because I always knew where they were. They were as bright to me as your phone's flashlight is to you. So go into a dark room, turn on your phone's flashlight and point it at your face. That's what I was seeing every night, and knowing that it was a camera that was live feeding to the internet so the owners of this house could watch me. For 2 weeks. I should have quit that job after one night. Genuinely. Then, the same time that this was happening, an asshole tried to worm their way back into my life in the same 2 weeks. The years and years prior, there was this guy who was a low-level content creator who also knew some bigger-level content creators and was buddy-buddy with them. Well, he was an asshole. He was a manipulative asshole, cock-sucking rat-ass bastard. Among the things he did to me personally was that he would constantly kick me from the community and tell me I was banned for this or that or the other rule that I broke. And listener, I don't know why I keep saying reader. I think I'm typing this up mentally in my head as I go. Listener, he would make up the rules on the spot and retroactively apply them to stuff that I did. It would be stupid ass rules too, like what was one of them? Rule 13A was the number. I forget what the rule was. Something, don't de-propagandize people. Oh my god, oh no, I just remembered. There was another person in the community who had fallen for propaganda with claims about their own country's government, which they were not of the United States. There were claims of things that their own country's government was doing that were not true. And I basically told him, like, yeah, here's what all of the actual facts say about it, which is that this is not true. Rule 13A, don't de-propagandize people. Yeah, I got in trouble for that, got temporarily kicked, and then of course he would magnanimously let me back in, basically gaslighting me with constant tellings of like, oh, you're breaking these rules, but don't worry, it's okay, I forgive you. Oh, you're breaking this rule, but don't worry, it's okay, I forgive you. For 2 fucking years I had to deal with that. And that was after I had lost my job to COVID too, on top of that. So I was at a very low point. I tried to end it all several times in that time. The fact that I'm here means I failed, but I still tried because of that guy. So, with that being said, in January 2025, that asshole tried to come back into my life and do the same shit all over again, even though he had been outed as doing that already. With me being in that situation with that dog sitting gig I had though, and that combined, I couldn't sleep. I was having essentially waking nightmares. For those of you who've ever had PTSD or know someone who has had PTSD, you know what a waking nightmare is. Sort of a waking flashback where you're in that situation again, your brain can't get out of it, you're essentially trapped. And unfortunately, I did do some things to hurt some people. I accused another VTuber of doing the same things that asshole did to me, basically. Did that VTuber do it? No, they did not, but I still accused them of it. And I got banned from their stream as well as half a dozen of their friends' communities. And I've felt bad about that ever since. I've wanted to apologize to make it right because I know that shouldn't have happened, but I also know that the best way that I can possibly put this It's not my fault, but it is my problem. It's not my fault that that happened, but it is something that I should apologize for. Unfortunately, and I don't know if I even can, because part of it is that after I was banned, another friend of this group of streamers who has since banned me spent 6 or 7 weeks telling me that, oh, I didn't actually do anything wrong, that it's okay, that they should forgive me and aren't, and all of that shit. Essentially gaslighting me into believing that things were okay. And unfortunately, I made things worse because of that gaslighting, which, oh boy, do I want to have words with the motherfucker who did that now. I'm still sad and I'm still upset, and on some level I'm also very goddamn angry at the person who was telling me that everything was okay, that I did nothing wrong. So, again, I've been banned, I've been blocked on every platform. When I've tried to reach out to them in the months and over a year since then, the only thing that happens is that they just block me, and like, there's, hard to keep a straight thought, but there's actually a message I received from one of them that was involved in this, and it's just, again, I'm hopped up on painkillers right now, like 4 times the recommended dose of pineapple. 4 times the recommended dose of pineapple? What the fuck am I thinking? You can tell that my brain is just not all here. And it's like, my brain. Just going over this from last year still kind of hurts, because like, I was close with so many people in those communities. I had really close friends, and now none of them want to have anything to do with me. They've blocked me, they've removed me from their communities. I mean, people that I was once on a first name basis with now essentially hate me, and I don't even know if I can fix that, or more importantly, if I want to. Because part of me wonders, because like I said, one of the friends of these streamers spent 6 or 7 weeks telling me that I was in the right when I was not. And it's like, how do I know that this group of streamers weren't intentionally doing that to hurt me? I mean, it's happened before. It's just like, I miss my friends. I miss these communities, and I don't know if things can be fixed. I don't know if like, if that was intentional or not. Like, I know that my having that breakdown wasn't intentional, but it's like, did they see that and then decide to just intentionally hurt and abuse me more? Or was the person who did that 6 or 7 weeks of reassuring me that I was writing, essentially gaslighting me into being even worse? Was that their own choice? Did they just want to hurt me more? Did they, I don't know, did they report all this back to these other streamers and tell them things that I was supposedly saying when I was being manipulated to gain clout? Or was this, or did they actually know that? Did the rest of these streamers know that this was happening? And like, let me open it up because I have a DM. Shut up, Twitter. I have a message from one of the other streamers involved, and part of it says, and I'm going to quote here, "I'm frustrated that you're pulling community members into a situation they don't have the context to, and I will not listen to anyone trying to plead your case. They should not be in the middle of a situation that does not involve them." And it's like, I didn't pull these people in. First off, it was 2 people. One of them directly admitted that they were screenshotting and sending every message I sent them back to this group of other streamers. The other one spent 6 or 7 weeks gaslighting me. Both of them chose to be involved. I didn't force them into it. They are the ones who made the decision to get involved in this situation. I didn't make that decision for them. So it's like, I don't really even know what to think right now. Like I said, I hopped up on a massive dose of painkillers for my fucking shoulder, goddammit. I can still feel the pain sometimes when I move it just right. But I don't have an answer to the questions that I'm asking, and I miss my friends in those communities, and I don't really know what to do, what to say. I'm just kind of lost, and I guess part of me is hoping that, like, this video reaches somebody's ears for somebody who can help me. I don't know that it ever will, but part of my therapy that I've been going through since then has been to, at the very least, get all of these feelings out there. And frankly, I don't even know if publishing this is the right answer, but bare minimum, I'm at least recording the video because, again, Moist Critical just does journal stuff about random things, and lately I've been, for like the last week, I've really been thinking about all those friends that I miss that I no longer have. And let me pull it up here. This video is not going to be edited, by the way. I am going to make sure that I didn't accidentally say any names here, just to make sure, because, like, I don't want to make this into a huge drama thing. Hello? Okay, so I did on Blue Sky reach out to one of the streamers to send a message, which they have not responded to, but I kind of want to read it here because, like, I don't even know if reaching out is right, but I at least want to try because I kind of want to fix this whole situation. I know many people are going to say that that is naive, that maybe I should just move on. It's just, I'm afraid I still don't fully understand how to move on. I'm the type of person where I kind of want answers. I don't like not having the answer to the question. And that makes moving on a lot harder. I mean, I still know people that I knew over a decade ago that I haven't talked to, and I've not been able to reach out to them. And I still sometimes think about them. So anyway, like I said, I sent the following message. "Hello, I hope this message finds you well. I want to apologize for last year. I wasn't in a good place, and I hurt you and many others. I've been working on it since then, so I wanted to reach out and hope that I can make amends with the people I've hurt. At the very least, I'd like to try if that's possible. I'm sorry about the things I said and did last year." And like I said, that hasn't even gotten a response, and in a way that scares me. Let me close that so I don't see that person's profile. So yeah, I wanted to make this video because I'm in a better place than I was last year. Thanks to therapy, I've been able to figure out a lot. But I haven't been able to figure out everything, and journaling things like this and how I'm feeling does help. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but I haven't even uploaded this video. I don't even have answers, but in a way, my shoulders feel a little bit lighter just for having recorded this video. And who knows, I may or may not upload it. We will have to see. But if you are seeing this, then I don't really know what to say except thank you for watching. I will be going to a doctor tomorrow to get my shoulder checked out. Don't worry, it's usually just they end up having to have me go to physical therapy for a while to put the shoulder back in and get everything working again. I've done it before, as you can tell. I've sort of been there several times over the years with this shoulder. But beyond that, thank you all for just sort of, if you stuck around to the end, thank you for listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are around the globe. Thank you, and goodbye.